Welcome back to another episode of Project 2J Z28. I'm here in Blake's garage with Sean.
Hello.
So today what we got going on, a recap just briefly. We got the Camaro finally running right where it probably should, as you saw in the last video. We got it figured out where we knew we had bad coils. We're borrowing these coils from a friend of ours. He's nice enough to let me borrow them just long enough to get it loaded up. Blake's got a good enough tune on it now that it'll actually start and run actually pretty darn decent, which is all we need to get on a trailer. So Sean and I are here today. Sean's going to be working on the brakes a little bit. We've got one crush washer in the back that needs to be swapped out to stop from leaking. I've got a couple things to do interior wise just to get my heads up display planted up here. I've got in the car, button up a couple things on the interior, and then it needs an oil change. We've got that to do, and then we should be all good to go because tomorrow Sean and I are going to be making the track up to Michigan to Naber Racing, and then Safe's going to be doing the actual driving tune on the car. So we're going to get started here and start working, and that's what we got going on today. So we talked about this in a previous video, but when Blake was putting on the drain plug, he noticed as he was tightening, all of a sudden it got easier and he stopped right there. So that's the signs of basically that the threads are starting to be stripped in the oil drain plug, which sucks.
Now, did you say he was tightening that drain plug that you're looking at right now?
Right.
And it got easier?
Yes.
Okay, so that may not bode very well if things go sideways when you take that out.
It may not. So I am hoping, because I went out and bought a few rubber washers here that I'm going to try and put in there, and I'm hoping with less torque that we can snug them in there. I mean, that was Blake's idea too, so we'll see how it goes. At some point in time, because I'm anal and I'm not okay with just putting rubber washers in it forever, I'm probably going to take the motor mount bolts out, get a hoist on the engine, lift it up enough where I can bring it over the subframe a little bit and just drop this oil pan down. I'll take the oil pan out. I'll have something re-threaded in here, and then I won't have to worry about it. You can see there's one drip of oil just about right. So it's not leaking per se, but it's got a drop or two. So long-term stuff, we'll try and find a solution for that. In the meantime, though, I just need to do an oil change. Anytime you break in a new motor or there's been a new engine basically built, you're going to have some metal in it. It's mostly hopefully caught by the filter, but you want to do an oil change after the initial just start up and make sure you've got the engine broken in properly from the first few startups. And we're definitely at that point with the car, so I want to get the old dirty oil changed out, and then we're going to take the filter over here. Let's see, it's up there. And then Safe wants me to bring the filter with me when we bring the car to him. He's going to inspect it, making sure there's nothing big in the oil that looks like anything is bad with the initial startup of the motor. So we'll get started on that and see where we go. And meanwhile, Sean's working back there on the brakes. Trying to manhandle this oil filter off. It's on pretty darn tight. I'm seeing if Sean's working hands are stronger than mine. So I couldn't get it to budge.
She's moving.
Is it?
Yeah, it's ever so slight.
Hold.
It's such an awkward position.
I know. I'm
God.
trying to do the same, and
It felt like it was.
Oh my goodness. Whew. Maybe that initial startup sector on there, I don't know.
No.
My kingdom for an oil filter wrench.
It's so awkward.
I know, it's just you got to go on one side of the K member or the other.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Why do I really feel like that's not the right size drain plug?
I don't know.
I mean,
Is it not?
I don't think it is.
Well, that would explain a
Because
lot.
that goes. That's not the right size drain plug.
Well, that would make all the difference.
Yeah.
Do we need to get AutoZone?
Yeah, I would venture to say let's go to AutoZone and buy a new drain plug.
That's
I really don't think that's the right size.
okay.
That buries way too deep in there.
Make a quick auto parts store stop here, see if we can get a better drain plug that fits that better, and then hope for the best.
Take a look at the brake fix.
Okay, what do we got?
New washers. The old ones were pretty well crunked out.
Okay.
That's what's left of the old ones.
Oh,
They
yeah.
were flat and skinny, and these washers were $75 a piece.
Okay. You can add it onto my bill at Harry's.
We overnighted them. We did. I got told last night, and I brought them today. That's overnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was looking pretty good.
Clearly leaking. All right, well, let's go get a drain plug and so we can't get this thing taken care of. We're on somewhat of a time crunch today because we've got a specific time I got to pick up the trailer to load this thing in the morning. All right, so I don't know if you remember when we bought belts for the Camaro, but we kind of did the same thing with drain plugs. We basically got 3 different ones, so we're going to try. So,
Okay, yeah, it was full of oil, so I didn't pull it.
yeah.
That was definitely bad washers. This one's leaking too.
So we'll try the new drain plug and hopefully that this works out here.
Looks like a drum.
That's too big.
Is it really?
Yeah, none of them fit.
Yeah, it might just be longer out a little bit. Alright, I gotta get going on the radio!
All right. Oh, poo. Well, none of those work.
Okay. Well.
Smaller than the big ones. That is the same size as we have.
Okay, so let me see. Where's the other one? Where's your good one?
So another AutoZone trip and a new bolt later. We shall see how this goes.
Oh yeah.
So I gonna do it?
I think we're good.
Oh, dude, that's so good to hear. Now just hope it doesn't jump threads.
Well, I'm gonna get the Sally bar out on it, so we'll find out.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Perfect. This always happens when we're under a time crunch, which we are today, unfortunately, with getting the car, well, not getting the car, getting the trailer, I should say. We've got a specific time frame we've got to meet to get the trailer. So likely what will happen is the work we were going to do today and it's full, we'll probably have to wait till tomorrow morning, and then we'll crunch everything tomorrow morning before we hit the road. So
I think we're good.
just leave it there.
No. Where's his half inch?
Oh dear. All right, after all that, we finally got one. I had this gasket put on it and it's snug. We're not gonna go crazy with it. We're not gonna torque it out anything. Hecking back, just a normal drain plug tight is what's on there, and it seems to be okay. So we're gonna leave it. Maybe over the winter, we may drop this pan down. I may have like a nut welded in there and have something a little bit better, but for now, for all intents and purposes, it should be fine, which is what we're gonna do with it today. All right, so we're gonna get the wheels back on. We gotta bleed the brakes here a little bit, make sure they're good. I gotta get oil in this thing, maybe button up 1 or 2 things inside, and then, yep, then we gotta get out of here to get the trailer.
The next day.
Fast forward one day, because we ran out of time yesterday, and I didn't get everything on tape because we were just really running out of time to get the trailer. We still gotta bleed the front brakes. We gotta recheck the oil level, make sure nothing's leaking. Maybe if I feel like it, button up 1 or 2 quick things inside, and then hopefully get this thing on the trailer and off to safe at Naber Racing. Brakes are bled. Sean's just tightened down. Brake fitting up front, trying to get the last little bit of leaks fixed.
Alright, that should be good. Go up there and pump it a couple times for me.
Okay. I've got the clutch pedal adjusted how I want it inside. So we don't have too much more to go, I don't think.
Just consider that preparation for E85, because I don't care how well you tune it. If it's 37 degrees outside, it doesn't run happy on E85 on cold start.
Yeah, kind of like a diesel.
That's just E85. It's like a car.
Well, we'll see if it starts now. Oh, great.
What?
Clutch just fell out. Like, I just touched the clutch and it fell right to the floor. Like, it's completely loosey-goosey. I got no clutch.
Popped off the pin, but
Did you back it out too far?
I may have. That would be the easy solution.
Yeah.
Ben, what did we tell you about messing with things?
At some point in time, I will have to do some basic stuff. Because it felt like that probably would have been what it was.
I heard it go clunk.
Yeah. All I did is press down on it, which was kind of interesting. But so,
Yeah.
15 seconds into me touching my own car, this is what happens.
Yeah, that's why the clutch was set where it was.
Okay, we'll try this again.
Take two.
Not me breaking anything, hopefully. Okay. Clutch working. Good. There we go.
He's only got light. Hey, your turn signal's on.
Okay.
Maybe.
I got nothing.
That's not even trying to light.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
All right, so now we're just diagnosing everything, seeing if we checked.
That's not helpful.
We checked the fuses. All those seem to be good.
It's got voltage.
Getting electricity to the injectors.
Yep.
That's good.
Coils have voltage.
Coils are good.
CVR. And that's everything. You see?
Yeah.
One more crank here, see if we're seeing RPM.
Guess it just doesn't like me.
Apparently, bad news. Your car doesn't
going off the grass into the grass.
I do it all the time. It's hard to make that turn.
Do you hear that clicking? Oh god, it sounds so wrong.
Right? Yeah, he said something feels weird in the steering. That was just scrub radius there. Why did he back out that way?
I don't know.
That was a weird choice. It's alright.
Oh, that one's rough. Think that's gonna make it up?
Hopefully.
Tell you what, I'll line him up. Yep. Grab that. Nerve-wracking getting out of Blake's garage there, and mostly it's just that's the first time I've ever started the thing. No good juju when I step the clutch to the floor and all of a sudden that goes bad. Then I try turning the key and it doesn't start for me, so maybe some bad luck getting out of the way there. Also, I'll throw this out there too. I don't tow a lot of things, especially like this, so it's the first time this vehicle's ever towed anything of this weight under at least my ownership. And we don't really strap things down like this on a regular basis. And we just found out that the trailer we're towing has got half a license plate because literally the other half has been ripped off somewhere. So there's a lot of sketchiness going on is what I'm trying to say. We're going to cross our fingers and hope for the best and take it as easy as we possibly can and get it to safe. I was just talking to Sean here about different things we'll talk to safe about. Blake said to talk to him about making sure the suspension is all tightened down. I'm gonna bring that up. To be honest, he agreed to tune it, not necessarily look things over. So this will be if he can help us out, which hopefully he can. Also, when I turned the wheel on it, there was something hitting or scrubbing or something, because it was kind of thumping away as I was turning the wheel, and I don't really know what it was or what it was hitting, but it was hitting something. So whatever that is, that needs to be addressed. And these are all just things that, you know, as we do stuff like this, and actually, you know, that's the furthest the car has moved since, you know, under its own power, at least since it ran previously. So these are all things that just, it's part of the process. One thing I will add, the last couple days, Sean and I have been kind of under a time crunch for getting this stuff done, getting the trailer picked up, getting it to safe, and it just reminds me how much I hate doing things under a timetable, because
yes,
it never fails. When you have a timetable, everything will go wrong. Everything will delay you, you'll miss your times, you'll push back everything, which is where we're at today. I mean, I ideally wanted to be, you know, almost safe right now. It's a little afternoon, and we are literally just hitting the road from Blake's house, and it's a few hour drive. It's a little over 3.5 hour drive from Blake's up there, so it's going to be a long day. And then we'll just cross our fingers that everything goes all right with first the tow, because that's the most catastrophic thing here. I'm just constantly looking out my window, making sure it's not moving. We put extra straps on it, hopefully it's okay. And then when we get it off the trailer, hopefully all that goes well, and then we'll leave it in good hands with safe, and hopefully it's good. And then you know,
the car is secure. We've got the front straps tied to the cradle, which is lashing down the suspension also. I don't want to be on camera. We've got the front straps are on the cradle, which is lashing the suspension down, so the car is not bouncing around a whole bunch. Rear straps are around the axle. Put some supplementary straps around the wheels. It ain't going anywhere. So, and trailer's nice and stable. BMW is towing it very nicely. I'm actually kind of impressed how effortlessly this thing seemed to get up to speed. Kind of makes me want to buy one.
Yeah, it's nice. I'm just taking it extremely gentle. I mean, it's just like driving your newborn baby home from the hospital, driving 20 mile an hour, just like, you stay away from me, everybody, drive extra slow. You know, it's that kind of same thing when you put this much time, this much money, and especially for Blake's sake alone, this much effort into getting where we are. I would be heartbroken if something silly like a strap came off and the car goes flying out the back or something and have it just be ended that way. That'd just be heartbreaking. So just somewhat nervous. That's probably why you haven't seen me smile. I know Sean was saying when he was recording me backing out, I was hoping you'd smile. I'm like, dude, I'm just a nervous wreck. I mean, more seat time will fix that, more when I'm used to it, but you know, just little things to the car, I'm just nervous, and I hate, again, being under this time frame of getting everything there when everything goes wrong. It's not enjoyable.
It's just part of building, though. You know as well as I do, you build a car like this, you're gonna run in, you're gonna think you're on a timeline, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna get this here at this time, and then inevitably something will happen.
Right.
You just kind of have to let it roll off, and you get there when you get there. Take it easy on the drive. We'll be up there in a couple hours, dropping it off. No worries.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. Originally, the plan had not been to necessarily do this. Originally, the plan had been, you know, once the weather got cold, take it from Blake's, put it in my garage, and just forget about it over the winter while we piece together little things here and there to finish off the car, little stuff I wanted to do to it. And then in the springtime, do what we're doing now and bring it up and get it tuned for the initial driving tune. But again, because I listened to Sean probably too much, he talked me into, hey man, why don't you just take it up there now? So of course I had to ask the question, and Safe said, yeah, why don't you bring it up here now?
Hold up. That's not how it went down.
That's how I remember it.
I know that's how you remember it. What really happened was during the issues with Blake trying to get the car running and running into the issues, there was a lot of contact with Safe going on, and Safe offered to Ben to, if he brought the car up, to go ahead and do the tune now. And Ben and I were talking about it, and I said, look dude, he's offering to do it now. There's not snow on the ground, it's nice enough out. Take it to him now. Get a trailer. Let's take the car to him. Get it done now, because he's offering, and like, you don't pass that opportunity up.
Right. We've all been there, especially in the springtime when it starts getting nice. The time I was thinking about, then all of a sudden I call him, like, oh yeah, I'm thinking about getting the car tuned. How's it looking? He's like, oh yeah, great. You can bring it on by. I've got 50 people in front of you. We're about a 2.5 month waiting time. You know.
Exactly.
I don't know that that's how it'll be. That would be my luck. And today it is, you know, almost the middle of December, but it's not a cloud in the sky, and it's 46 degrees, which is, you know, that's Midwestern weather for you. So I'm confident enough that if we leave it at Safe's, Safe said it won't take him long to tune, maybe a little bit longer to look at these other items if he's willing to help us out. I know he's got other stuff going on though, so I don't know. It probably won't take more than a week or two, worst case scenario, I'm hoping. And then we'll go get it back, and I'm confident with the weather up and down as it is, it may snow, but it'll probably be somewhat at least dry and not snowy again like this, where I could probably pick it up and get it back home before the dead of the winter hits, where it's bad for sure. And it would feel a lot better to me if it were at that point sitting in my barn over winter still doing the other things, and then when it comes springtime ready to drive it, I can just get in it, turn the key, and we can go. So yeah, anyway, up to Safes. Okay, so we missed a little bit because for whatever reason the GoPro wouldn't turn on, but we are here at Naber Racing. We've got the car unloaded. It made it safe. We didn't get pulled over, so all that's astronomically good. It did start up without Blake's assistance, so it doesn't hate me in general, maybe just after doing some things to it earlier.
Didn't know what to do.
Yeah, I didn't get this on tape, but this is standard Ben and why I'm not allowed to touch anything electrical, but basically I'll be honest, I'll tell people, I don't have to lie about it. There's a little rivet in here in the wheel well that Blake had, and all it is to put the ground in.
How we doing?
And I tried to unscrew it, and I grounded out some of the power cables the battery hooked up, and it sparked. But anyway, it's all good now. We're here at Naber Racing. I'm gonna pull off some coils here, so take those back with us, unload a couple things, and wait for Safe to get here. Oh, we got Camaro, we got the coils off. We got Safe here. I think we're pretty much good to go. So, Safe, do you need anything else from me?
No, sir. Just wait for some pictures and
okay.
videos.
That sounds great. Well, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. See you, everybody.